Hey everybody, this is Jose Heredia with ADJ, and I'm here to give you an in-depth look at the 3D vision panels. I'm going to show you how to get started and everything you need to get them going for your next project. So what are the 3D vision panels? Well, they're simply an LED panel display used for creating some incredible eye candy effects. You can use them for a DJ facade, to fill a wall behind the DJ or behind a band, or you can use them for permanent installations like a club or even a church. They can be hung from the ceiling, from a truss, even mounted on the wall. They're very versatile and very lightweight, so even if you do mobile events, they're very easy to set up. And today I'm going to show you how to set them up. Now, what the LED panel comprises of is 3 separate areas that gives the effect of a 3D cube. In the back here, we have a very simple setup where we have very minimal things to worry about. You got your safety hook on the top, you have your power inputs and outputs, you have your data inputs and outputs, and right here you have a threaded hole to be able to connect your clamps, whether it be an O clamp or a quick clamp or any kind of global truss clamp that you like. And we also have cross holes if you wanted to mount this on the wall, and it does come with a template if you do want to mount it on the wall, so that you can go ahead and mark the wall with the template. Now, what comes with the 3D vision panels? Well, there's 2 packages that you can get. There's the simple 1 product, 1 unit 3D vision panel, and then you have a 4-pack which includes 4 3D vision panels. And each packet that you get will also include some accessories. And then there will be accessories that you will need to buy separately in order to run the 3D vision panels. So here we have a 4-pack of 3D vision panels, which comes with 4 3D vision panels, 4 separate data link cables, 4 separate power link cables, 4 separate safety cables, and of course your manuals, your warranties, and your template. What it doesn't come with is your power supply. So you would need a PowerCon to Edison plug in order to run your first 3D vision panel, and from there you can use your data and power link cables to connect the rest. You also need additional accessories in order to be able to run the 3D vision panels. For instance, the 3D vision encoder. This will allow you to address each individual 3D vision panel. You'll also need a DMX to RJ45 adapter, and this will allow you to connect your favorite DMX software or controller and be able to adapt an RJ45 to each of the 3D vision panels. You'll also need some kind of rigging clamps. In this case, we're going to use 4 ADJ O clamps, but you could use also any kind of rigging clamps that you might have, like a global truss quick clamp. Now, I prefer the O clamps because they're easier to maneuver the units once I get them installed into a truss that we're going to do today. You'll also need the quick clips, and these will connect the 3D vision panels together. And if you plan on hanging them vertically, you'll need also the 3D vision rigging bar. And with the rigging bar, you connect your clamp and be able to connect your 3D vision panels vertically, one on top of the other. And we'll show you that as well later on. Now, for a complete list of all the accessories you'll need to be able to run the 3D vision panels, please visit our website, adj.com, and go to the 3D vision panel product page. There you'll find a complete list of all the accessories that you'll need to be able to run a complete show. So with that said, let's go ahead and get them set up. So the first thing you'll need to do is to be able to address your 3D vision panels. And what I did beforehand is I already thought about which panels I was going to use in which order, and I placed a post-it note on top of each panel giving me the address that I want to be able to address these panels. And so we have to use the 3D vision panel encoder in order to tell each panel what DMX address it's going to be. As you can see, there are no LED screens or user interface to be able to tell it on the 3D Vision panel product itself. Instead, I'm going to use this encoder to be able to tell it and program it correctly. So a little bit about the 3D Vision encoder. There's actually two ways to be able to power this, and this is kind of fun. The first way is with a power adapter that you could plug directly into the wall, which we'll be using. However, if you're out in the field, an optional way of powering this is by using a 9-volt battery. You could plug in the 9-volt battery here and be able to run it without plugging it into the walls. So if you're out in the field and you need to change the 3D Vision panel's addresses, instead of hooking up the power supply to the wall, you could simply use a battery, a 9-volt battery, to be able to run the 3D Vision encoder. And the 3D Vision encoder is so simple to use. Let me show you how simple it is. So we're going to plug in the power to the 3D Vision encoder. We're also going to run an RJ45 wire or Cat5, Cat6 cable to the panel and to the encoder. I'm also going to plug in a power supply, which again does not come with a power supply. You'll have to supply that on your own. And I've already plugged in the first 3D Vision panel. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the encoder. I'm going to wait for it to start, and already it's going to allow me to address the first fixture, and the first fixture is going to be 1. So right away, start channel 001. As if I want that to be the correct address, all I have to do is hit the set button, and when I do, it'll say writing address. Once it finishes writing the address, it'll say OK. So that confirms that this panel has already been addressed. Let me go on to the next one. And now what I'm going to use is use the up and down arrows and hit the up and down arrow button so that I could address this to channel 10. I'm going to move it up to channel 10. And once I am at channel 10, I'm going to hit the set button, and that is going to start to write the address to the 3D Vision panel. It's going to give me a final confirmation, writing OK, and now I know that this 3D Vision panel has been addressed properly. I'm going to do that to each individual 3D Vision panel. I've already marked the addresses. One thing you should also know is that the 3D Vision panels only has 9 DMX channels. It's an RGB channel for each of the faces or the sides of the 3D cube on the face of the 3D Vision panels. So a total of 9 channels is needed to be able to run the 3D Vision panels. Now that I got all the panels addressed, what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and apply and attach my O-clamps to the 3D Vision panels. And what we're using today is a very simple ADJ O-clamp. It's very affordable. I'm sure you have a whole bunch laying around already. And what I'm going to do first is remove the wing nut from the O-clamp to where we attach the fixture. And you're going to want to keep these nice and safe, and make sure you don't lose them because you may use them later on. Now after I remove the wing nut, I'm going to go ahead and insert it into the threaded hole where my O-clamp will be attached. And I'm going to go ahead and start turning that bolt into there and start turning it. Now, the important thing to remember now is don't tighten it in all the way, because you will need to adjust it once you attach it to your surface, whether it be a T-bar or a piece of truss. And in this case, we're going to use a totem to be able to attach 4 of the 3D Vision panels vertically. All right, so now we've got to the very end. I don't want to keep it nice and loose, and I don't want to tighten it in. So now that I got the first one, I'm going to continue and attaching the O-clamps to the rest of my setup. All right, now that we've finished putting all the O-clamps on the backs of the 3D Vision panels, we're going to go ahead and start mounting them onto our totem. So I'll grab the first one. Remember your DMX address using the post-it notes or whatever method you prefer. That way you can identify which order your 3D panels will be installed into the totem. So here we're going to go and put the first O-clamp, and I'm going to put it on one side of the totem on the truss. And that's kind of why a reason I like the O-clamps, because I could move the O-clamps easily back and forth. Once I find my desired location, I go ahead and tighten up the O-clamp, and we should be good. And I'm still leaving a little play so that when I put the next one, I could align it and be able to correctly install my next one, which one I'm going to do now. So now that I have the two 3D Vision panels connected to the truss, right now is a great time to show you how to use the quick clamps to be able to connect the 3D Vision panels together and kind of give them a more seamless look. So on each side of the quick release clamps are a spring-loaded clip that allows the aperture to open up a little bit. You slide them into the notches. There's notches at each side of the pentagon, and once the notch is already inserted, I release the clip and that should lock it in place. So let's go ahead and do that now. So here's the two notches, one on top of the other. I put the clip over the notches, I squeeze the spring-loaded clip, and that should lock them in place. And if you hear them lock in, that means you're good to go. And that is how you install the quick clip to the 3D Vision panels. So now we have the 3D Vision panels installed into our totem for this demonstration. I've ran data link and power link cables to all the 3D Vision panels. I've also ran my DMX cable from my DMX box into the first 3D DMX panel, and I also ran my separate power cable from the wall to the first 3D Vision panel. So they're all plugged in and ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is run a DMX software program. Today we're going to use my DMX 3.0. It's a brand new software for ADJ customers, but you could use any number of DMX software programs or DMX consoles to be able to run the 3D Vision panels. So I've already opened up my DMX 3.0, and now I'm going to go ahead and patch in the 3D Vision panels. Now the profiles are available online on the 3D Vision panels webpage at adj.com, and you can download the profile for my DMX 3.0. I've already done that already, so now I'm going to click on the search bar on the top, type in 3D Vision, and I can see my 3D Vision panels already there. Now I can drag and drop my 3D Vision panels on my DMX grid, and it would automatically patch them in for me. Or I could add the amount of fixtures I have. In this case, I've already added one. Now I'm going to add 3 more. And the universe is already set. I'm going to click patch, and it's going to automatically patch these fixtures for me already. Now, as you can see here, we have a visual representation of the fixtures, but because they're mounted vertically, I'm going to go ahead and click on this area and click on vertical, and they're going to be arranged vertically the way I want it. Now I can go ahead and edit my scenes. My first scene is going to be off. I'm going to rename this off on the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to go ahead and start to create an effect, a real fast effect. And one of my favorites is a rainbow effect. I'm going to click Pixel Effects Generator. The first one is rainbow, and as you can see, within minutes I've already created a scene and I'm ready to go to create more scenes. But I'm not happy there. I'm going to create another scene after I've generated this effect. I'm going to click generate, and it's going to generate that effect. I'm going to call this one rainbow, and this scene is going to be called off, and I'm going to create a new one called RGB, and you'll see why. In this scene, I'm just going to create 3 simple color palette scenes. The first one's going to be red for R. I'm going to click on my steps area. I'm going to click to add another step. I'm going to move my color picker to the green area, and that's going to change all my LED 3D vision panels to green. And my last step is going to be blue. Create another step and bring my color picker to the blue area, and that will be my 3-step scene for this scene called RGB. And if I go back to live, or go to live, I can hit my RGB. That's my RGB scene. I could go to my rainbow scene, and it'll give me my rainbow scene. And of course, if I want to turn them off, I've already created a scene called off, and they turn off. And that, my friends, is the beauty of the 3D vision panels along with my DMX 3.0 programming, and I can have a complete scene ready to go within minutes of installing my 3D vision panels. I hope you found this video informative and interesting. Hope you liked it. And if you have any further questions, you can send us an email at service@adj.com, or visit the website for more information. All the links to all the accessories and everything else as far as information will be on the product webpage at adj.com. My name is Jose Heredia. Thank you very much for watching this video.